Well, I'll share with you even a more interesting variable, which is yesterday China announced their import figures. And for the very first time since July 2022, Chinese imports increased by 3%. So indeed, kind of the macro figures are looking positive. It looks like the COVID period and also the period of inflationary pressures in some parts of the world, including China, has come to a subdued level, and that is quite encouraging. So first, I think for a start, I should say that China have done an incredible job over the last 10 years through the Belt and Road Initiative to invest in many different parts of the world. In the GCC, more specifically, about 123 billion have been invested by the Belt and Road Initiative in that part of the world. That, in a way, there's now to reciprocate. And when we look at the macro growth, and the reality is 70% of the GDP growth in the next 2 decades is expected to come from China and India alone. So these two regions in the world by far provide one of the most attractive macro trends and momentums. There are certain components that are very important when you're looking at any investment. First of all, a region that is politically stable, there is rule of law, and there is a regulatory framework that allows you as a foreign investor to comfortably invest. And that China has done. Second of all, which is you can't ignore ease of doing business. What do I mean by that? China today, my first time when I came to China was in 1997. I think when I came here from the airport to the hotel to the meetings, I struggled to find someone who can speak English. Communication was very difficult. China have done an incredible job bridging that communication gap. Not just in English, but also in French, in Arabic, in Spanish, and Portuguese. And that is an absolute key part of any collaboration investment, is being able to communicate either by email, face-to-face, and what have you. And that is, to me, one of the most important investments that perhaps China has done over the last 2 decades.